Hey, knock, knock, knock.
Awkward.
Oh no, this about to get real good.
Calvin.
Okay. Dang. He can't even say hi to you?
Let me quit instigating. Quit instigating. But we back started/ended with Miranda and Calvin just to show the growth and where they become. And things are a little icy, you know what I'm saying? Ice, ice, baby, what you want, you know?
Believe. I mean, he was like, I'm out.
For real.
Okay, I'll wait to talk to Mom.
I'm so confused about what? This divorce, how I feel.
Right.
It's about
Miranda?
Yeah, how'd you know?
She was in the backyard talking to your mother.
What do I do?
Let's pray. I don't want her talking to her.
Love you.
Love you too. When I divorce somebody, the whole family's supposed to divorce
You
me.
gonna tell her just like that?
Yeah, I am.
You know, turning their backs kind of on Miranda, which is what Calvin wants right now, because really, we know Calvin need a hug, okay? He need a hug, he need a snuggle, you know, he need a Hershey's kiss, he needs something, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, what do you think about that when somebody divorces? Does that mean that person's just out of everybody's life? I feel it depends on the relationships that were made during that time period. So, you know, for example, Miranda gets really, really close with Ella. Is she supposed to cut that off because they're divorced? Should they, shouldn't they? I don't know about that.
She makes more than me.
Well, okay.
No, she just wants me to give her everything.
Didn't she give you the condo?
She said it was a dump and she didn't want it.
Point out that actually is Miranda's condo. I think it's all connected to some issues we're going to see later. But
You fight. You don't like my advice?
No, I don't.
That's because you don't like the truth.
oh,
It's because you give horrible advice.
yeah. Oh, right back.
I ain't hit you that hard.
Oh my gosh. So as we see, this is very tense. And what Calvin's talking about is the how much it's affecting his financial stability to have to do all this in court stuff with the divorce with Miranda.
She
Upset.
about to tell you off.
Oh no, don't tell
Tell
mommy.
me off for what? Talking to Miranda. Okay. You need to let that go. Why? Because I'm going to talk to her. Calvin, we talked about that. Well, does she have to come over here? If she wants to, yes. Okay, you know what? What? You do what you want to do.
Ooh.
Calvin, I will do what I want to do. But Calvin!
So Ella already answered my question, already. And I kind of agree with her. It's like, we can't just full out abandon her. Number one, just to abandon somebody like that's been your family for so long. Think about Miranda's been part of the family for years. It's like her family. But then second of all, she is the mother of his child. It's a tough situation though, but I like how Ella's responding to it.
You and Miranda's relationship.
Mom about to tell you.
You were wrong. You were selfish. You were lying. You were not living up to the potential that she saw in you. So you're going to get mad when she wants to talk to me.
Ooh.
Well, if she comes to me and she wants to talk to me, I'm going to talk to her. I will do that.
I got to calm down because I just love this so much. This is what we need. You know what I'm saying? You saw Ella tell Calvin the absolute truth without disrespecting him, without putting him down, without pointing the finger, without pointing fault. Just telling him, hey, bro, you messed this up. And now you want me to not talk to her? No, bro, get your priorities together. So again, we're going back and we're looking at this to see, where it was to where it's going to.
Come on in.
Hi, Stella.
Now you talk to her.
Missed you. I love you. And I was wrong.
It's too late for all that.
Is it?
Look, you keep fighting me on everything in court.
I don't want the money. I want you.
Miranda, I want this divorce.
I know you do.
And you wanted it first.
But I don't anymore.
I just love the vulnerability of Miranda right now. She's putting it all out there. Hey, I understand that I wanted this divorce, but I miss you. I want you back. I don't care about the money. I want you. And Calvin, what we got to look at when it comes to Calvin, some of y'all, again, this beautiful man right here, and some of y'all beautiful man, I'm pointing to you right now. I know how y'all function, right? Y'all cold-blooded sometimes. I'm trying to tell y'all turn into a different animal sometimes. I'm just saying.
Please, just listen. Okay? I didn't know.
Okay, so is that supposed to make me come back?
I've grown. I know that you're a good man.
Miranda, we're never getting back together.
I love you from the bottom of my heart. I was stupid. I was foolish. I was lying to myself.
Just remember what and I love what Miranda's saying here, and Calvin knows that Miranda's telling the truth because, you know, remember what Ella just came in and said. Oh, Miranda saw the potential in him.
Do you miss me?
I do not.
Listen, I think you do.
Look, Miranda knows how to, Miranda knows how to, look, it ain't been too long. Let's see if she breaks down Calvin. Yep, and she does. And she does.
You miss me.
Uh-huh, he does.
I've been on a couple dates.
People, Miranda says here, this is so powerful right here.
And what I'm realizing is that everybody has something. And when I think back to Calvin,
You feel like you made a mistake?
I feel like I'd love to see if I made a mistake, you know?
Okay. We'll call him.
You know.
You have to call him.
You know what? I just gotta let it go.
It said, look, I've been around the world and I can't find my baby. I love what she said there because she's basically, you know, we do this all the time to each other in all type of relationships, business relationship, mommy, daddy, sister, brother. We expect this level of perfection that nobody can actually reach. We are all human beings. God intended relationships to be was not for this somebody to fulfill your every desire, your every dream, your every need. That's not what God brings people into your life. God brings some of these people in your life to glorify him. So sometimes you're going to go through those hard times because God gets glory out of good and bad. You know what I'm saying? God gets glory out of the good and the bad in your life. Us are perfect. And I feel that it's so damaging to try to hold another human being to any level of perfection.
Yes.
Bam.
Laura, hi.
Each other?
Yeah, we work together. What are you doing here?
Oh, Lord.
Is this the guy that you've been telling me about?
Yes. Why?
Oh, because he's my husband.
What?
It's a sticky situation.
I am so sorry, Miranda.
Whoa, you don't have to apologize to her.
I think I should.
Why?
Well, she's my friend, and I didn't know you two were married.
Look, Mary.
I'm sorry, Calvin. I think I should go.
Wait, why?
This is kind of the beginning stages, right? Miranda and Laura were actually friends first. And so, you know, while Calvin and Miranda are kind of going through this thing.
I did not call her. Okay, so who's going to tell her she needs to leave? Calvin, we can't do that. Look, I just don't think it's a good idea for her to be here. Her and Laura in the same room, and I'm just sitting there looking like a big old chocolate trophy. Family will always be family.
You know, he described himself right, a chocolate trophy. Boy.
Coco, just right. Coco, taste like Coco, my type of Coco, skin like.
Go.
Watch this here.
Oh, Calvin, that time we were in Miami, what did we order from room service at 3 a.m.?
Miami, room service.
It's my babe.
Strawberry.
Okay, we spent the whole weekend trying to get this out the carpet.
Honey.
Look at Calvin. They have you ever had like that when you kind of just connect with somebody, you kind of bond with a person like that, and when you kind of just let your walls down, it just comes out and it just, look at her now. So you're seeing the connection here where Laura's already starting to feel a little bit like the third wheel.
Let's see. Oh, what's my favorite movie?
Favorite movie.
You know that.
I do know it. About last night.
Night is the word. That's what I'm talking about.
Uh-oh.
I used to watch that all the time.
No. Did we?
Hey, bro. Fiance left.
I'm saying, you see that instant connection that they had. Calvin forgot about the bitterness. They got their handshake going. I love Calvin and Miranda, and this again. I want to just reiterate: is my grandma right when she says you only love like this one time? Is she right? Is she wrong? Doesn't mean you don't love again, but do you only love like this like one time?
I think we should talk too.
Cat bite.
You sure about that?
Yeah, Miranda don't want to talk.
Listen, I just want you to know that neither of us set out to hurt you.
That doesn't really matter, though, does it?
I'm just wondering if maybe somewhere down the line we could be friends again.
Oh,
No.
Miranda, you don't have to laugh in her face now. You don't have to laugh in her face. But I can tell Laura is not understanding. Her and Calvin were married, raising kids together, paying bills together, waking up, going to bed, doing, married stuff. They doing all that. So it's a lot. And I don't think Laura understands the connection and the love that Calvin and Miranda will always have for each other.
How's everything? Miranda, Calvin, with Miranda. Oh, that. Divorce is tough. Wait a minute. I just didn't think this would be this tough. I thought we would be together for life like you and Pops. Calvin, is not your fault. All right? You're not the first person to go through divorce, and you won't be the last. This could happen to any couple.
This little interaction that we have here with with Ella and making Calvin talk to Miranda, and then Ella standing up to Calvin and saying, hey, just because you stopped loving her doesn't mean I stopped loving her. She's still welcome here. She's playing game night. She is still a part of this family. And like I said before, what do you guys think about that? Because, I always try to give a Christian perspective. Like, I got to let people know, man, I'm not trying to be up on here trying to be some YouTube influencer or nothing like that. I just want to encourage, and give a positive perspective, a godly perspective on things. Remember, Calvin doesn't want anybody. What did he say? If I divorce somebody, y'all supposed to divorce them too, right? And I would say, as Christians and as believers, we should know that relationships don't function like that with God, right? We always kind of have these things like, right? I'm female and this is my family, just like Calvin is expecting his family to do, like, hey, y'all supposed to be on my side and, and dismiss her basically. And what I have learned and am learning that in the eyes of God, that's not always the case. God is about relationships, and God could be telling you, hey, I want you to go do this, and your family could be telling you to do that over there. And a lot of times we'll go ahead and go with the family, and with the family saying, and we miss out on God's blessings. We miss out on God's relationship, godly connections that he has for us, because we're not actually walking in the path that he sent us. We feel obligated to our culture, right? We feel obligated to our friend. We feel obligated to our family. Against the curb. Now, let me say, I'm not talking about bad situations where you need to get away and be safe. I'm not talking about stuff like that. That I hope that's common sense for people. I'm not talking about things like that, but I'm talking about Calvin and Miranda, this situation and many of the other situations where you just don't see eye to eye, you fall out of love. Which, can I give y'all another nugget? What my grandma said? My grandma said she does not believe in people falling out of love. She said, if you fall out of love, you was never really in love. She said, when you are really in love, you do not fall out of love. You love that person forever. What do y'all think about that? I'm just giving y'all what my grandma told me. She doesn't believe the falling out of love thing. She believes that you were never in love. And that's why I really want to encourage people. I always want to encourage people in surrender to God, man. Look to God and look for his direction in some of these difficult situations. And this is what I love. Ella's doing that. Ella knows, because some people have been walking with the Lord for so long, they know what it is, right? They already know, right? So Ella been walking with the Lord for so long, she knows and even in now, well, Calvin can't almost stand being in the same room with Miranda. It's really because he still want her, but but you see, Ella is standing up and saying, no, Calvin, that's not how we're gonna do it. This is my house. She can come here whenever she pleases. And so I just want to encourage people in that. Maybe you're in a situation like that, or you see it sometimes and your family's saying this, but you feel that tug from God to go this way. Go with God. I ain't trying to get no family issues or nothing like that. But I'm saying his way is always better. Sometimes, and I have learned, when you go the way of man, when you go the way of your family, when you go the way of culture, you come out bitter. With God, you get better. You know what I'm saying? So we do them. All I'm saying, if you're a believer and if you're trying to walk in the things of God and you're trying to get everything God has for you, you can't do it by doing it. You can't get what God has for you doing it man's way. You can't get what God has from you doing it your family's way, your homeboy's way, culture's way. You got to do things God's way. And I'm going to tell you, most of the time, God's way is the opposite of what everybody else is telling you. Unfortunately, it's really hard to follow God. Don't let nobody lie and tell you it isn't. It's really, really hard to follow God. So I just want to encourage, and give me your thoughts on that, though. Have you been in that situation where you're like, no, that dude need to be cut off because he was blah, 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 blah. You know, or think about it, you know, should Miranda be on the outside of the door or on the inside of the door? How would y'all do it? But yeah, man, love God, love people. May God bless you. May God keep you.
Love, I love till it hurts. When they be doing me dirt, know they gon' do me the worst. They did to me what they